Welcome to the YouCan Podcast. Today I have an amazing guest. He's a friend of mine. He actually lives pretty close to me, and like physically, literally, across the street. We've had years to connect on many different levels. I consider him a friend, confidant, also a client of mine. So with what's the word?
Adieu.
No further ado, I'd like to introduce Dominic Pie.
Blessings, brother. Thank you for having me here.
Of course.
This is great.
So, of course, the first question I want to ask, man, how you doing today?
Really? I can say I'm good. I can say I'm bad. These days, lately, really been trying me. Let's go back to a couple years ago, right when we first started, really connecting. Bro, I had anger issues. And lately, I've been trying to be a better man, but they starting to, people starting to press them buttons.
Yeah.
Made me want to do it again, but you got a family at home, and I can't really do it like I want to. But it's getting harder, So I'm sitting there floating with the idea of either just switching jobs or just letting somebody have it.
What you do right now?
Right now, I'm a chemical operator.
At a chemical plant?
Yeah, at a chemical plant right here in Downsonville, CF. I'm a chemical operator.
How long you been doing that for?
3 years now, man. 3 years actually. Well, it's gonna be 3 years into this month. I'll tell you a little about it. I originally wanted to be an operator just to take care of my grandma. You need more money when you got more mouths to feed. But that same year, I became an operator. She passed away. So really my motivation kind of left to be an operator.
So you became an operator because of to support and do what you needed to do for
for my family plus my grandma.
And your family being your immediate family, or like
Yes.
your parents and.
No, that's just my wife and kids.
Okay.
Wife and kids.
So I don't want to get too far into it. So,
Oh,
as far as how you doing, you saying you on the brink. Obviously we learned you're an operator at CF.
Yes.
You got a wife and kids.
Yes.
How many kids you have?
I got 3.
And how long you been married?
Oh, we've been married 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. This is gonna be 10 years.
3 years 10 years married.
17 together.
17 together.
That's right.
And how long you been working at CF as operator?
Operator 3 years.
3 years. That's what. Okay. And then, so tell me about that. Where does everything fit into the frustrations of your answer of how you're doing today? Where is the job fit? Where is the family dynamic fit? Where is the husband wife marriage thing fit? Where does all of that fit into the life of Dominic and expressing how you doing today? Where does all that fit?
Really, if you wanna really dive into it, I compartmentalize a lot of things. That's due to some things in my past, and that's just how I got through the day. Started compartmentalizing a lot of stuff with family, work. 'Cause, you can't bring all that work stuff home. It's a recipe for disaster. So, growing up, I was raised by my grandma. My mom was in New Orleans. My dad was a truck driver, so that's what I knew. She raised me. She gave me love, everything I needed. So I really owe a lot of stuff to that woman. May she rest in peace. But I start trailing off.
It's all good while you're trailing off. Let's go ahead and take a sip. Rest in peace to the loved ones.
Thank you. Rest in peace, Miss Madeline. But yeah.
Thank you.
She definitely instilled a lot of how to love, unconditionally, So when I look at my immediate family, my wife and kids, there isn't anything I wouldn't do for them. So that goes back to the question of how does work fit into all this? Obviously, you're a man at the end of the day, but some things you gotta take to provide for your family. Mm-hmm. Some of the things I wouldn't have took when I was younger, when I had something to fall back on. But you know, like I said, she ain't here no more. But compartmentalizing a lot of anger, all that also overlaps into a marriage life. I come home, you know, you don't want to show that side to your wife and kids. You gotta be the stand-up guy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I still get that agitation. You know, they ain't got nothing to do with it, but small things will set you off quick. Mm-hmm. And they had to take the brunt of that. But going back to the work thing, I started out in the plant 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm 33 right now. About 10 years ago, I started out in the plant, and I was making enough money to take care of my immediate family. My grandma was good. She was back home, you know, taking care of herself. That wasn't no problem. But she started falling ill, so I said, I gotta make a move. So that's when I started pursuing becoming an operator, because obviously in Louisiana, if you in the plant industry, that's where you want to go. If you're not an engineer, if you're not some day guy in a corporate suit, that's where you want to go. Top money. So put my head down, focus, cast out a lot of things and people that wasn't in the same mind frame as I was. Cause like I told you, at this point in time, I'm 29 going to 30. I still want to be that party guy, but now I gotta focus because she falling ill. And this is when me and you started talking about going vegan and living right and eating right and all that stuff. It didn't take to me, but I researched it and I knew what it could do to heal a body. So that's what I wanted to try to get my grandma into, that, get under my roof so I can properly watch her, make sure she's doing these things. But it all ended up being too late. Wasn't able to save her like I would. And plus, she was a strong woman from the 50s, man. She wouldn't tell you when she was sick. She'd give you her last when she hurting. And that's the type of love I always want. That's the type of love I'm always give too. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah.
Yeah, that definitely answered my question. As far as the job tying into how you're doing, you're saying that is the frustrations from that you can't really bring home and express to your family, and the loss of your grandmother. Mm-hmm. That would have been somebody that you would have consoled into. You would have, you know, or had some type of outlet to, or what would have been different had she been present in this situation, or do you feel like anything would be different?
I can tell you I would not have consoled in her. I don't really console in anybody, because back when I was younger, I used to whine a lot. I used to run to my grandma, my grandfather. He was a Green Beret. He didn't play that nonsense. I used to whine a lot. So going to them, you wasn't getting nothing through, you know. You know, that was shut up and, you know, suck it up. Well, now I don't want to express that, but I know what I got to do. I know you love me, but the way you show your love ain't the love I needed as a child. So, but now I express it to my kids in a loving way. I hug my kids, I kiss on my kids, same thing with my wife. But going back to the frustrations thing, I would not have consoled in her, but she was the piece that kept me moving, you know, that peace of mind. Knowing I'm doing this for her, I'm trying to save her life. So once she passed, I'm an operator. Man, I can go back to whatever I was doing beforehand. This, you're dealing with y'all attitudes up in here, that's for the birds. And I really been showing my ass, lack of better words, lately, because I really don't care about their opinions on nothing really no more. Because I've gotten to that point of, I lose it all today. Fuck it, it is what it is, you know? I'll sell everything I got. I got made some good decisions. I got a lot of equity and everything. If I need to restart and move to another state, I'll just go ahead and do that. But it's just the simplest thing right now is just to cruise. That's the simplest thing. You know, kids in school, they love their friends and all that. The simplest thing is just to stay in cruise mode.
I understand that. So what is it you missed? You said you wouldn't have consoled in her, but she would have been that piece, that missing link, right? Or to keep you driven, I should say. So what is it that keeps you going right now? Not that, you know, obviously that she's not the thing. So what is the new thing?
Obviously, the new thing is making sure the family good, and they good. And you could think about it many different ways. We got money in the bank. I got life insurance policies. Everything is taken care of for them. So me being the centerpiece that holds them up emotionally, that's great. That's good for them. But if I'm not here physically one day, they will still be able to survive. So having that in the back of my mind, it really gives me a calm. I'm not panicked over what's gonna happen once I leave out that house every morning. I'm not in the panic mode. I used to be that way when I was on my last, you know, but I'm not in the panic mode no more. It's that piece of having that comfort that no matter what happens, when I walk out that door, they're gonna be good, no matter what. So the
driving force right now is to make sure your family is at the highest peak that it can be and can perform. And that's you, just for clarity, for the people watching, it's you, your wife, and your two daughters. Your two daughters being
Akari and Sarai.
At the age of?
One's gonna be 15 this year, the other one's gonna be 10.
And your wife of 10
years.
10 years. Together
17.
And all that, and I say all that to say, it is, you know, that's obviously your focus.
Yes.
But what is Dominic doing for Dominic?
That's always the hardest question. I'm really not doing anything for me because it was never about me. Like I told you, I was raised with my grandma. You know, my cousins would come over, but mostly it was just me. At home alone every day. My cousins would come over. You know, we'll play every now and then, but then they leave, and I'm back stuck again alone. So I had to learn to be by myself. I had to learn to talk to myself, and hide a lot of my emotions that want of that familiarity of family. I had to suppress all that whine I used to do. I had to suppress all that. So it ain't nothing really that I want. Ain't nothing that can really self-care for me, you know? I buy me something every now and then, but I don't care about material things. I got it just to get it, but I don't really care about it.
So 5 things that make Dominic happy. Outside of family. Like just
make me happy.
That will solely benefit only Dominic.
There is nothing I can think of. 100%. There is nothing outside of making my family happy that I can think of that make me happy. Cause I don't need nothing.
But how does that make you feel? You think that's the proper way to be? You think that's a healthy way to be? You think that's the goal? You think that's, what is your opinion on yourself in that situation when you hear yourself say that?
It's always been like that, honestly. Honestly, I never planned to live past 25. Honestly, shit. When you had moved in the neighborhood? This had to be 2017, 2018.
Something like that. Jeez.
I must have had my green truck at that point in time. Man, I was at my lowest. Like, one day I was in my truck. I done got dressed up and everything. I was about to pull off, and yeah, really. It was like that. I didn't, at that point, I just didn't care. That was the point when everything was good for them, the family. I don't need nothing to make me happy. I succeeded in putting in place things that will help them survive after I'm gone. So I felt like I didn't need to be around. Cause I don't know. You could say it's from past traumas, familiarity, love I didn't get. It could be a many of things, but.
Well, from what I'm hearing is that you said at some young age, you had to cut off. You just not had to. You decided in yourself to cut off this whining mentality that you had, a personality trait that you carried, to then satisfy those around you. So, obviously, to me, it sounds like there was once a time that you wanted to have the desires, and you had these wants and these needs that wanted to be fulfilled, but you didn't see a proper way of getting that love, like you said, or getting that attention, or getting those desires fulfilled. So then Dominic said, well, fine then. This isn't a good route for me to want these things and need these things, so I just won't. I'll put my focus on satisfying these others, and I'll get my dopamine in that case. Correct?
Beautifully put, absolutely.
So then brings me back to the last question. Do you think that that's a healthy way to be, or do you think that that's just a way to be, or do you think that's the goal of someone should aspire to be, or is something you want to change? Is something what is your, you know what I'm saying?
So I like how you put, if it's the way someone should be, if it's the way I want to be, is it healthy? I can't say if it's healthy. To me personally, I see it as being selfless. I serve others. I give my last to anybody, really. I serve others, but like you said, that's what I enjoy. I don't need nothing. I've been without for so long. I don't need that. But I do like attention. You know what I'm saying? I do like attention, but not too much attention. I don't like the attention as far as being in crowd, being the center of a crowd. No, just my wife give me attention. That's all I need. I don't need nothing physical from it.
So then what got you to the point of that you said you were back in 2017, 2018, whereas you said you had everything that you needed, you were fulfilling everything that you felt like you needed to get done, but you still felt this empty hole, obviously, that you were sinking into. And so talk about that. Where is the line of I'm okay and I don't need anything, and I'm not okay, I don't need anything, but I'm missing something?
It can't be to me, I don't feel like I'm missing something, honestly. It's something may be missing, and I don't know what that feeling is, but I don't feel like I'm missing it. But at that point in time, I couldn't tell you what caused it. I couldn't tell you how I got out of it. But I knew that day I was gonna do it. But my wife had a dream the night before, and she said, this is after she had came to the truck, and she said, look, put it in park, let's go inside. I was like, all right. And she told me the night before she had a dream that I was going to drive to the hospital, and do what I had to do. And that, I guess that would be the turning point in which stopped me from, wanting to do it, because I seen I was wanting to stay. Talking about it, I guess that was the turning point. But like I say, I live for others. I don't need anything for myself. But that little love and attention, that's all I really want in life. Mm-hmm. And once I get that, I'm good, me.
You're a family man to the core. Once you have your family and your family's good, you come home to smiling faces and needs are fulfilled, then you're fulfilled.
Absolutely.
I understand that.
When I love you, I love you. Blood don't make nothing. I love you, I love you.
I'm gonna read a quote from Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Okay.
And I want you to just tell me what you feel about it, what kind of emotions it sparks. It says, the only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today.
Mm-hmm. So I can take that as, when I'm doubting myself, I stunt my growth for a better tomorrow. Obviously, I doubt myself I don't really say I can doubt myself. You have those times where your mind's racing, like, can I get this done in this amount of time? Am I good enough to do this, this, and this? But once I'm in that mode of what I gotta do it, this is gonna be the deciding factor of if I'm succeeding for my family or not. All that doubt nonsense go out the window. So I can understand, I can vibe with that quote, but it only half applies to how I feel. Once you put in that position to have to do it, you have to do it. That's how I feel about it.
And outside of work, getting things done, what are some of those things that you feel like you still have left to do in your life?
I really never thought about it.
I know you didn't plan on living past 25.
I didn't plan. It's so real, dog. Because I really didn't plan on living past 25. So a lot of the things that people do in their age now, 25 and 35, I did all that when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. Everything that they experienced, partying, clubbing. My dad was a truck driver. Every now and then I go ride on the road, so I see sights with him, But none of that excites me really anymore. I really just like people, me and you last went out, that camaraderie, that's what I enjoy. Being out and all that stuff, you hear me? This is nice too. Sitting down, talking. I enjoy
You like
that.
shooting guns?
I do like shooting guns.
Collecting guns, shooting guns.
Yeah, that was a phase.
Yeah?
Yeah, collecting guns was a phase.
Okay.
But
you enjoy going to the gym, taking care of yourself?
Yeah.
Yep,
I started getting back into that.
I ain't never seen you really dress shitty. You always got a nice car, you always got a nice vehicle. You keep your family in a nice vehicle, of course.
Yeah. Once again, that's for them, that ain't for me.
Right. You recently changed the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dominic had long dreads.
10 years.
10
years.
Until what, a month
ago? Yeah. 10 years. So right now I'm just growing it back to get it to the point where it covers them parts in my head that I had. But yeah, we can speak about that.
Well, before we get I said all those things, and I brought all those things up to say that there was a few points of things that make Dominic happy outside of the family dynamic.
The gym makes me happy, but it's really...
Not to cut you off, but not saying make you happy. I shouldn't have said that. These are things that you find contentment in, things that bring you some sense of joy and fulfillment other than providing for your family? Things that only Dominic, if you remember I asked you earlier, what are some things that only Dominic's the benefits from that you enjoy? So those are a few things that I just wanted to twist your arm with and show you that you have a few things that you do enjoy.
Well,
from my point of view.
Well, let's talk about it.
Let's
talk about the gym a little, because that's a two-sided thing. One side is going to the gym feeling better, but also I feel like when my cousin passed away a couple weeks ago, I was really in pain, but I didn't know how to put that out. So after we get in the gym and we working and we hurting, I feel better because I feel like he ain't here to feel that pain no more. He ain't gonna never get the chance to do it again. Like I said, I love my family.
So some sense of grace and gratefulness that you feel
Yes.
that you have the power to do this again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That fulfills me. Once again, it goes back to family. That's
What about self-care in that moment? You know, how that affects the
vanity. That's really all it is. Cause I wanna look better just for vanity reasons. When we was on that Stairmaster, sitting there huffing and puffing, I won't get past that. But yeah, I guess that'll be something for myself, self-care in that reason. But yeah, mostly it is just, when I feel that burnout, it's because they can't feel, people who passed away can't feel it no more. They ain't gonna never get the opportunity. And he was on a huge weight loss journey. I'm talking, he was about 350, 400, but he done got down to 250 over the last couple of years.
So another thing that would drive you outside of your immediate family is the, how would you say that, the need to or the want to make sure those left, make sure the legacies left behind continue in some sort of way, and you honor those people other than mourning for them and grieving for them. You'd rather show up for them.
Absolutely.
Do things that they can't do, represent for them because they couldn't do it anymore, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I understand that. And then I mentioned looking the part. You obviously dress nice, you look nice, you keep your physical appearance up to some sort of particular, you know what I mean? So where does the drive to want to do that? Where does that come from? Where is that from?
That really, social media. That really, because like I said, I really don't want anything materialistic. I don't follow that stuff. So when I wanna look good, as you say, it's really social media that show me the direction I need to go in. I don't follow trends. Music I listen to the same stuff from 10, 15 years ago, So that's really it. It's try to keep up with a style, some semblance of style. If not, I'll be wearing work boots all day, every day, So, yeah.
And then a few other things that bring you joy was another one. But you said that was a phase that kind of passed, kind of came and went.
Yeah. That actually stemmed from wanting to protect the family. But at the time, the cost of guns was crazy. Well, actually, no. I feel like, this is a funny story. I was sitting there talking to my coworker about guns. He actually, trying to understand, learn how to build them, everything, so I could be able to take care of what I need to take care of. He teaching me all this other stuff. He's got to build where to go good to get the parts and all that stuff. So I'm doing it, man. And this is before COVID now. I'm doing it. Everything prices cheap. Man, you can get an AR-15 for about $500 built. So I'm building these things, flipping and building. I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. Let me see really what I can sell it for. Man, I put that thing up online for $1,200. COVID started at this point, and ATF started cracking down on parts, how much you can give it, ammo going to the roof. So I kind of saw opportunity. Man, I put that thing online for about $1,400, but I think sold like that. I said, oh shit, I didn't change the game, because ever since then, guns been $1,400 and higher. I didn't think it was enough to put it up there just for shits and giggles, but ever since then, man, price of guns been crazy. So I hope I didn't do that, but yeah, it got like that. But yeah, once I kind of phased out of that and got lost in cruise control again. So that's really it.
Well, so this is a few things that obviously bring you joy. Just trying to find those key points that maybe you realize it, maybe you didn't realize it, of just showing you, because you didn't answer it at first. You know what I'm saying? So just showing you those things that help keep Dominic driven, even if Dominic don't know that's what's keeping him driven. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just bring up these points to say, okay, so you do find happiness, contentment, and joy, and some sort of fulfillment in some things that only Dominic's benefits from. But
you can
the
say
key,
contentment. You can see contentment, yeah.
right? That's why I use all those words.
Yeah.
I'm like, one of these words got to capture it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I go through the same thing. I'm like, I don't know if I believe in happiness.
Yeah.
You know, that's a weird thing to think. Like, how could you really be happy? Because you could say you happy and then find out your dog died. You still happy?
No, you ain't happy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you might be content with your situation outside of the fact that your dog died, but you can't tell me you're happy right
not
now.
100%
You can't be
exactly.
happy your dog died. You fucking, you a demon or what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I do understand the concept of wanting to achieve happiness. That makes sense to me.
Exactly.
You know, it's like saying
yeah.
reach for the stars. You know you're not going to reach that star unless you're Elon Musk. But reach for it. Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Why settle for less? So I get the concept of wanting to reach for happiness.
There's a concept
And I
of
think that we all deserve some form of happiness. But is it a really obtainable thing? I don't know. I don't know that I believe that. So I understand where you're getting from. That's why I like to use contentment, joy, fulfillment, you know what I'm saying, pleasure, some sense of
something,
a dopamine hit, you know what I'm saying, where it brings that, it gives you a little sense of a W, of a win that you can, you know what I'm saying, use to keep going, and on those hard days that are bound to come, you can recall those moments of those glimpses of positivity and be like, okay, well, you know what, I have, it wasn't always this bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I truly, I understand where you're coming from. It definitely doesn't always feel like it's a happiness. It don't always feel like it's contentment. It don't always feel like it's joy. But to me, it's noteworthy to have those things that do bring those feelings. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not all the time. Myself, I deal with those problems of depression, anxiety. I've dealt with, getting it, but with it being real dark, and it's definitely, I tell people all the time, man, those small W's make a huge difference.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I wanted to bring that to your attention in case, you know what I'm saying? Just in case you didn't realize or think about it or anything else. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to start this whole podcast series, is because I feel like there's just a whole lot of things that we don't necessarily have the time as grown-ups to think about.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So with this time, I hope that people realize, even the people listening, they realize that there's something that needs to be out, that needs to be let out. You know what I'm saying? If you keep all this stuff bottled in all the time, most people get into that routine of you're waking up in the morning, you serve others.
Yep.
And then you get to work and you serve others. And then you get home and you're back to serving others. And then you go to bed and you do it again. Nobody typically don't even ask you how you're doing. What do you need? What is it that can help you get those positive words that I said earlier? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is a great platform moving forward that anyone can come on and just get stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So before we close out, is there anything else you feel like you want to get out or you need to talk about? We got all the time in the world.
I feel like you're trying to kick me out now.
Not at all.
But
We
no,
still
man.
ain't finished our drink.
That's exactly it. We really ain't got God damn, that been burned on that one.
And I ain't even feel it.
Shoo! Been burned. But yeah. We got out a good bit without overwhelming nothing. Let's say some more stuff part 2.
Yeah, man, you know you're always welcome back on.
Yeah, we'll say some more stuff part 2. We ain't get too much trauma dumping tonight.
All right, man, I really, really, really appreciate you opening up. You know, it's not easy to talk about people that you lost. It's not easy to talk about things that you know, that those dark periods in your life. It's not easy to talk in general. Most people don't do it. They don't know how to do it. They never had the opportunity to do it.
Absolutely.
Even their loved ones. You know, a lot of people, being a tattoo artist, I find so many people that come in that just literally never had the time to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when they was a kid, they didn't have anybody there to talk. During adolescence and teenage time, they didn't have anybody there to talk. Adulthood, it's too late to talk.
It's too late to talk.
You are who you are now.
Exactly. The
And now
psychology
it's
set in.
Right, now it's trying to figure out and manage those things that you should have dealt with 10, 20, 15 years ago, however long it's been. So I find that I talk to so many people who just genuinely just need to talk.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you are the prime place and opportunity to do it.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you opening up, for sure, for sure. I look forward to our next one.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me, bro.
Till next time, my man.
Till next time.
It's Mr. Dominic Pye, guys.
Thank you.
Oh.
Beautiful.